Good day everyone. I'm here because I'm going to report about the NCBTS or the National Competency-Based Teacher Standard and the 7 domains. Along with the Commission of Higher Education or CHED, Teacher Education Institutes or TIES, Philippine Regulatory Commission or the PRC, Department of Education or DepEd, and the Civil Service Commission or CSC, in partnership with a different academics institution, the National Competency-Based Teacher Standard or the NCBTS was born. The NCBTS or the National Competency-Based Teacher Standards, a professional development guide for Filipino teachers. It is defined effective teaching as being able to help all types of students learn the different learning goals in the curriculum. Why do we need the NCBTS? The NCBTS provides a single framework that shall define effective teaching in all aspects of teachers' professional life and in all phases of teacher development. The single framework should also provide a better guide for all teachers' development program and projects from school level up to the national level. Who should use the NCBTS? Teacher education institution shall use the NCBTS to design and implement effective pre-service teachers education's curricula. The PRC shall refer the NCBTS designing the license exam for teachers. Organization and agencies that implement in-service education for teacher or NSET shall refer to the NCBTS in developing their interventions, and awarding bodies shall refer to the NCBTS in defining their content for outstanding teacher. Now we go to the 7 domains of NCBTS. The first domain is the social regard for learning or the SRFL. The domain of learning, social regard for learning, focuses on the ideal that serves as positive and powerful role models of the values of the pursuit of learning and of the effort to learn, and the teacher's actions, statements, and different types of social interaction with the students exemplify this ideal. We go to strands of desired teaching performance of domain 1. The first is the 1.1. Teachers' actions demonstrate value for learning. 1.2. Teachers demonstrate that learning is different kinds and comes from different sources. We go to the domain 2 of NCBTS. Domain 2 is the learning outcome, learning environment or the learning EL. The domain of learning environment focuses on importance of providing for a social and physical environment within which all students, regardless of their individual differences and learning, can engage the different learning activities and work toward attaining high standard of learning. We go to the strands of desired teaching performance of domain 2. First is the 2.1. Teacher creates an environment that promotes a fairness. 2.2. Teacher makes the classroom environment safe and conducive to learning. 2.3. Teachers communicate higher learning expectation to each learner. 2.4. Teachers establishes and maintains consistent standard for learners' behavior. 2.5. Teacher creates a healthy psychological climate for learning. We go to the domain 3 of NCBTS, which is the diversity of learners, or DOL. The domain of diversity of learners emphasizes the ideal that teachers can facilitate the learning process in diverse types of learners by first recognizing and respecting individual differences, then using knowledge about student differences to design diverse sets of learning activities to ensure that all students can attain appropriate learning goals. We go to the strand of desired teaching performance of domain 3. First is 3.1. Teacher determines, understands, and accepts that learners' diverse knowledge and experiences. Second, 3.2. The teacher demonstrates concerns for holistic developments of learners. We go to the domain 4 of NCBTS, which is the curriculum or the CUR. The domain of curriculum refers to all elements of the teaching learning process that work in convergence to help students attain high standards of learning and understanding of the curricular goals and objectives. These elements include the teacher's knowledge of subject matter, teaching learning approaches and activities, instructional materials, and learning resources. We go to strands of desired teaching performance of domain 4. 4.1. Teacher demonstrate mastery of the subject. 4.2. Teacher communicates clear learning goals for the lesson that are appropriate for learners. 4.3. Teacher makes good use of allotted instructional time. 4.4. Teachers select teaching methods, learning activities, and instructional materials or resources appropriate to the learners and aligned to objective of the lesson. 4.5. Teacher recognizes general learning process as well as unique process of an individual learner. 4.6. Teacher demonstrates skills in the use of information and communication technology in teaching and learning. We go to the domain 5 of NCBTS, which is the planning, assessing, and reporting, or PAR. The domain of planning, assessing, and reporting refers to the aligned use of assessment and planning activities to ensure that teaching learning activities are maximally appropriate to the students' current knowledge and learning levels. In particular, the domain focuses on the use of assessment data to plan and revise teaching learning plans as well as integration of formative assessment procedures in the plan and implementation of teaching learning activities. We go to strand of desired teaching performance of domain 5. 5.1. Teacher develops and utilizes create and appropriate instructional plan. 5.2. Teacher develops and uses a variety of appropriate assessment strategies to monitor and evaluate learning. 5.3. Teacher regularly monitors and provides feedback of learners' understanding of content. 5.4. Teacher communicates promptly and to learner, parents, superior, the learner's progress. We go, we go to domain 6 of NCBTS, which is the community linkage or the CL. The domain of community linkage focuses on the idea that school activities are meaningfully linked to the experiences and aspiration of the student and their homes and communities. Thus, the domain that focuses the teacher efforts directed at strengthening the links between school and the community activities, particularly as this link help in the attainment of the curricular objectives. We go to the strands of desired teaching performance of Domain 6. 6.1 Teacher establishes learning an environment that responds to the aspiration of the community. Last, we go to the Domain 7 of the NCBTS, which is the Personal Growth and Professional Development or PGDP. The domain of personal growth and professional development emphasizes that the ideal teachers value having a high personal regards for professional development and continuous improvement as teachers. We go to strands of desired teaching performance of Domain 7. 7.1 Teacher takes provides in the morality of teachings as profession. 7.2 Teacher builds professional links with colleges to enrich teaching practice. 7.3 Teacher reflect on the extent of the attainment of professional development goals. According to the framework, this will allow teachers to self-assess their own performance against the competency standard in order to identify areas of strength as well as areas that need to be developed further in order for them to function more effectively as facilitator of learning. I hope you will enjoy for watching. Thank you. I am Miss Rosenda P. Kaamik from BEd 4.